Growing up, the happiest days of my life were spent on the water, enjoying the bays and the marsh of the South. I enjoy revisiting those days. This is my kind of day.
The Inshore Angler with Mike Dice.
This is my kind of day.
There are days when the sunrise seems just a bit brighter. The air just a bit clearer. And Mother Nature's beauty just a bit more magnificent. This is what every day is like for James Brown. Just 17 years old, James is battling cancer and winning. The experience has taught him to appreciate life.
Ooh, that's good fish.
Better than the ones we got before.
Mike Dias knows a thing or two about catching fish, and he enjoys sharing his knowledge with young anglers. He likes for them to share their perspective of life with him. For Mike, it's combining the wisdom of age and the enthusiasm of youth. James possesses both.
I'm going straight to bed tonight, and you're going out on the town, right?
Oh man, am I.
Hey, I'm not doing anything.
Boy, it's gonna
Hey,
be fun.
I was a hit at my prom.
Senior
I
prom?
really was. At least I thought I was.
I can't wait.
You gonna be a hit tonight?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You gonna look good?
Yeah,
Huh?
my tux is awesome. Mine's kind of like a silverish color, but it looks good.
Look like is there a spook?
Yeah, there you go.
Utterly distinguished gentleman.
Everybody else got black ones. I want to stick out.
Well, you can tell them, you can go in there all shined up tonight and tell them show business is your life.
That's it.
To James, there's plenty of time to get ready for tonight and to catch fish. He never misses the chance to go fishing. His grandfather taught him to fish, but now he goes with his next-door neighbor, Earl Hayes. Usually Earl and James are in the same boat, but this day, James fishes with Mike.
James, how'd you get to know Earl?
We moved in our house about 8 years ago, I'd say.
Uh-huh.
He lived across the street ever since then. And I always seen him pulling out every Saturday to go fishing, and I finally asked him if I could go one day, and
Yeah.
ever since then.
You regretted it ever since, huh?
Yeah, he's regretted it. Ain't took me a while.
What you got?
He's small.
Way to go, bud.
It's a good sign.
Little bitty trout.
Ever since I was a little boy, my grandfather used to take me fishing. He passed away when I was real little, and me and my dad just go every Sunday. That's just our thing to do on the weekends.
Well, I got his brother.
Did you? I went to grandmama.
James, you fish a lot, don't you? I mean, you pretty much get around and do a lot of fishing at home.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Have you taken any interesting trips?
Yeah, this past January, I got a chance to go, thanks to the Children's Dream Fund, to Costa Rica
Yeah.
with Chuck Lamar. Him and his son, Charlie,
Right.
invited me to go with them down to Costa Rica for 4 days, 2 days of fishing. It's unbelievable.
What'd you catch?
I caught 14 sailfish in 2 days,
No kidding.
but out of all 3 of us, we got 39, I believe.
I'll be done. That's truly banging them.
Yeah, that was a great trip.
I've been fortunate enough to fish there and done extremely well as far as catching billfish.
I want to go back and get a marlin.
Yeah,
That's what
They're
I want
cool.
next.
they're cool.
I've met some people that I would have never got to meet if I wouldn't have been for the Children's Dream Fund. I would have never got to meet someone like Mike Dot. It wasn't for that.
The Children's Dream Fund is a program that fulfills a dream for children with cancer. In Tampa, Florida, the Children's Dream Fund and the Children's Cancer Center work as support groups for the kids and their families. Mike Allstott of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is one of the local celebrities who donates his time to the Cancer Center. Each spring, Altstadt has a fishing tournament for the kids, a tournament in which James participates.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, get him.
Snatched it out of my hand.
Nice. Is that a pretty good one?
Might be. I don't think he's as big as my last one. No, he's small.
One of the great things about my job is that I can fish with just about anybody, but I'm going to tell you, fishing with a young guy, with a 16, 17-year-old kid, it rejuvenates me. I think that the more you're around this youth, the more youth that you save. Take a kid fishing, and I think your day will be a little better. But what a better way to reintroduce yourself to youth.
When Inshore Angler returns, a young man's fight with a deadly disease changes his perspective on life.
Inshore Angler is brought to you by Shakespeare Fishing, over 100 years of excellence in fishing. Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Cajun Red Lightning, get the red line. Ugly Stick, ugly to the bone.
Mike Dias is fishing with James Brown, a young man whose wisdom belies his young age. Wisdom born out of adversity.
I tore a muscle at a plant nursery I used to work at in my left arm, and it growed a hematoma on it, where they thought it was just bruised at the time, and they went in and did my surgery. They did the surgery, repaired the muscle, and took out a little bit of the muscle and sent it off for a biopsy, and it come back 100% positive. It's called rhabdomyosarcoma. That's the type of cancer I had. It's the type of cancer that affects the muscle.
Yeah.
When they first told me, when I come back to get my staples out from my surgery, I told them they had the wrong file, you know. I said, I ain't got cancer. If they wouldn't have found it when they did, which was January of 2002, that it would have spread through my whole body within a year, and I probably wouldn't have been here to see my graduation next month.
Didn't I hear you say that you'd went through radiation for a while?
Yeah, I went through radiation for about 6.5 weeks.
Yeah.
They said they didn't see any more cancer in my arm.
Right.
But they still said there could be the cancer cells. So they did the radiation to kill all of that. After I had radiation, I had chemo for about 2 more months, and then I was done.
You know, cancer would be extremely tough to endure. But can you imagine being 16, 17 years old? It would be something that was just not fair. But as you'll see, cancer can be a positive thing, and it can be whipped.
I'm gonna get the next one. 3rd time's a charm.
You bet. All right.
This one might be a keeper.
You're putting it on me.
This one's a keeper right here. Cancer, I think, was the worst thing that ever happened to me, but I think it's also been the best thing that's ever happened to me. It taught me, you know, don't take nothing for granted. One day you could be here, one day you couldn't. Oh, that's a good trout.
Yes, it is.
My friends were like me, they didn't want to really believe it. You know, I'm a big joker and stuff at school, and they all thought I was playing around at first, but then I didn't show up that week, and people kind of took it more serious. They just still treated me like I was normal. If it wasn't for my friends, I probably would have had a lot harder time going through it.
Cancer has always been kind of a hush-hush word. I don't know of anybody that cancer hasn't affected. Perhaps a friend of yours or in your family. It's something that's not often talked about.
What's that? 17 inches.
Yeah, 17. Way to go, James.
About a little bit. There you go.
James, my friend, you're putting a whipping on me here.
Somebody's got to do it.
But it ain't the first time.
I got to put a bait on. You got a chance.
Look at that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You see that?
Oh yeah.
You're in a good spot. There you go. You know what that is? That's our chum. Look at that ray coming. Got a little fish here. Not much to him, but he's a fishy. About 14 inches, huh? What do you think, James?
Yeah, I don't know. He's pretty big. He might be a keeper.
Downtown James Brown kicked this old man's butt today. And it's kind of wearing on me. Okay, little buddy. Nah, he's not that big. He's certainly not as big as yours. Okay, little buddy. There we go.
When Inshore Angler returns, tales of giant snook.
In the Field with Mike Dice is brought to you by Ugly Stick, ugly to the bone.
Fishing is a sport that knows no generational boundaries. It's a sport for all ages. Many of the techniques we learn as youngsters, we continue to use as we mature. The same is true for equipment. Mike Dias grew up using a round bait casting reel. It is still his confidence reel.
Overall, I think they're the best reels and the most practical, and the reason is they have more line capacity. And the gear ratio, as far as the retrieve, is a little slower, and I have a tendency to fish a jig head, similar to this, a little too fast at times.
But Mike is not one to ignore innovation either. There are times when a low-profile reel fits his needs better.
When I'm really wanting to cover some water with a top water, I'll use a low profile, and the main reason is it's a little bit more comfortable. This particular try-and reel has a 6.3 to 1 retrieval, and the reason for that is that you can work a bait a little faster and cover a lot more water, and that becomes very important, and this is pleasing to the grip.
So whether you prefer traditional equipment or innovative equipment, there's a reel to fit your needs. Most anglers find they need both reels to meet all their fishing challenges.
Oh, good fish over there.
Oh man, look at him working that bait over there.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Mike Dias and James Brown are fishing for speckled trout. For James, it's a chance to learn fishing from a very experienced angler. For Mike, it's a chance to learn about life from a young man who has overcome adversity.
You know, I've seen some 40-pound snook. Well, they didn't get that big being stupid.
Exactly. My dad's got one down there that was 50 inches.
What would that fish weigh?
We didn't keep her, we let her go. We took pictures and let her
What would
go.
you estimate? I don't know how to estimate him.
It was huge. It looks wider than I am.
Well, then
he's got to
45 pounds.
I've seen world record snook down there because we like do a lot of snorkeling and spearfishing. We snorkel the trussel down there, and we pulled. My dad seen it first. He come and got me. There was a bay. It was about 8 feet deep from the bottom, from the ocean floor down there to the top. It was nothing but solid snook.
Stacked in there like
sitting there waiting for
cordwood.
bait to come in.
Oh,
It was
no.
unbelievable. And my grandma caught one this past year that was 40 inches.
No kidding. And Boca?
Yep, off the same dock my dad caught his. Unbelievable.
Come on, snook them.
I think that point right there looks pretty good. That point right there looks pretty good.
They work the point with topwater. Mike and James in one boat, Earl Hayes in the other.
Ooh, that's a good fish. Get him.
Earl, you got one. Double. Earl Hayes got him one.
Rock on him, Earl.
He gets another one. I can't let him beat me. He's whooped. He's small.
Good snook.
Better than the ones we got before. He might keep. You got a snook? Sure. You gonna get him?
Yeah. Just reel him in here.
Oh, I'm gonna let him wear himself out. Oh, don't wrap his gills.
Oh.
Where is he? Here he is.
Look at the shed he spit out.
You gonna get him?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Way to go. Ah.
Let me put him on that measuring board.
Board right here.
It's gonna be close. What's it gotta be, 26? Gotta be 26.
Nope.
Nope.
21 and a quarter. Way to go, Bud.
When I was real little, we met a guy that had a place in Anna Maria that took us snook fishing for our first time. That was when I was probably about 9 or 10, and after that, I've been hooked ever since. There he goes. Every chance I get, I come. As you can see, I'm fishing on my day of prom. It's unbelievable. I'm ready for a redfish now. If I get my redfish, I have my slam.
An inshore slam is catching a redfish, a snook, and a speckled trout in the same day. When inshore angler returns, James misses his slam.
Inshore Angler is brought to you by Shakespeare Fishing, over 100 years of excellence in fishing. Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Cajun Red Lightning, get the red line. Ugly Stick, ugly to the bone.
James Brown is battling cancer and is winning. Along the way, he's learned to make every moment count. While most of his friends are getting ready for their prom tonight, James is out fishing.
You got a little bit to do after the fishing trip, don't you? Something to do with a prom?
Yes, sir. As soon as this is over with, I'm headed back to the house to get ready and then leaving.
Where y'all going?
Well, we got reservations at 8 at a steakhouse over in Lakeland.
Yeah.
Me and a buddy of mine, Brandon. After that, we're headed out.
You know, I like girls.
What's that, you like girls?
Oh, yeah. I
Oh,
like
yeah,
girls.
love them.
I like my 2 daughters, my granddaughter, and my wife.
And they're good ones to like.
That's the crucial ones.
Yeah. Here he is.
All right. Boy has put a butt whooping on me. Fishing offers everyone a little bit of solitude because it's a singular thing, or it can be. It's the only way I know to do something that involves just you and your actions that can be enjoyed by many. It's a great way to share something with someone else. You know how busy you can get when you're a youthful lad. Well, James, he's got an eventful day and an eventful evening, but he always makes time to go fishing whenever he can. For instance, tonight is his prom night, and he's out here on this water, fishing his heart out. He loves it, and I get tickled with it. Well, James, I think we need to reel him in. I know you got to go to your prom, and it's after 2 o'clock, so let's call it a day, Pods.
Sounds like a good plan.
I can go home with the butt whipping that you gave me.
Yes, sir.
It was fun.
Just put you on my list. Put you on my list of many.
Well, I'm on many a list. I'll guarantee you. Fishing with James has really been an experience. This is the kind of trip that will never leave my heart or my mind. I've been blessed to share a day with a fine young man.